A look at how stock markets are reacting this morning with flattish negative opening there. Nifty 50 down by 0.15% at 23,777 there, and Sensex down marginally by 0.04% at 78,642 levels. Nifty Midcap 100 also down slightly 0.28% at 56,821. Nifty Small Cap at 18,697 down 0.31%. India VIX is up 3.22% at 13.67. Well, that is as far as the market's mood check is concerned at 9:20 this morning. Let's also take a look at the stocks that are in radar, the stocks that we are focusing on. While we do that, let me also introduce Akshay Bhagwat, who's also joining us here on the show. Akshay, good to have you on the show. Thank you very much for taking time out. Let me begin by asking, what are you really making of the markets this morning? Are we looking at some sort of recovery at the end of 2024?
Good morning. If you look at the volumes in the markets in the last 4 to 5 trading sessions, clearly the festive mood is evident in the trading action. Volumes are pretty dull. The price move also on the expiry day was rather dull, and it's been confined in a range plus minus 50 odd points from the 23,775 levels. But if you look at the broader placement of the markets, the rollovers which happened for the January series was still on the negative side. The technical trend is still on the negative side. The minimum requirement is that Nifty should sustain at least minimum about 24,000. That would give some kind of life to the market for a rebound. As it is currently placed, although the volumes are low, the technical setup is still weak, and the short-term scenario points to a range 23,500 the lower end of the range and 24,000 the upper end of the range. So this range-bound choppy session may continue for the next 2-3 sessions, but till market sustains about 24,000, I would advise to go light and not go aggressive on the buying front.
All right, and looking at the heat map as of this morning, let's quickly take a look at the stocks that are in focus on your screens right now. HDFC Bank at a negative of 0.32%, ICICI opening slightly positive there, SBI also negative 3%, Kotak Mahindra Bank is also down, Axis Bank is slightly up. That is as far as the banking stocks is concerned. Taking a look next at all the IT stocks currently marginally in negative. TCS down by 0.02%, Nifty down by 0.6%, HCL Tech 0.58%. Reliance Industries is also down there by 0.29%, ONGC 0.65%, so on and so forth. And below that, let's also take a look at consumer durables and automobile sector. M&M down 0.8%, Titan 0.65%. Maruti also down slightly at negative of 6.8%. So moving on from there to FMCG, which is consumer non-durable, slightly positive there. ITC up 0.34%, Hindustan Unilever at a negative of 0.29%, Nestle slightly up, and other stocks as well slightly up. Non-energy mineral sector is also witnessing some sort of uptick there, with Ultratech Cement up 0.5%, JSW negative of 0.6%. A mixed bag there on your screens right now as far as all those stocks that we are tracking at this morning is concerned. But let's focus on one stock that we are tracking today, and that is Ola Electric. Akshay, now 2 top executives of Ola Electric have stepped down. Suvanil Chatterjee, Chief Technology Officer as well as Product Officer, officially resigned on Friday as per company's exchange filing. Both had long associations with Ola, starting at Ola Cabs before transitioning to Ola Electric. Chatterjee joined in 2017 and then later became the head of marketing in 2018. Ola is down 3%. Their departure seemed to have added to a growing list of senior exits from Ola. The last time we spoke on the show, you were fairly bullish on Ola. Do you maintain that position today?
Well, for Ola Electric, the news which you have just briefed is a negative development if you are considering from a short-term trading perspective. One of the reasons being that if you look at the stock, it had been in a range on the price action front in the range of 90 to 100, and this has been almost for 10 to 15 trading sessions. So today's opening is clearly a gap down, breach of the support zone of the range which I mentioned. So clearly the short-term development is negative in wake of the news and also in wake of the technical price breakdown, which I just mentioned about. So we are possibly heading to the lower end of around 75 to 77 odd levels. That is the lower end support, and that is the short-term target. So if anyone has a buy position on an investment perspective, the suggestion is still to hold because no long-term damage is yet seen on the charts. But from a short-term perspective, if you have bought, exited, and reconsider buying on dips around the 75 mark.
All right. In fact, another stock that we are tracking is JSW Energy, which has made its biggest acquisition yet, buying O2 Power, a renewable energy platform, for 12,468 crore rupees. The deal boosts JSW's generation capacity by 23%, taking it from 20,000 odd megawatts to 24,000, a major step in its growth journey. Now, JSW Energy, Akshay, has taken a beating in the last 5 sessions and has fallen over 8.5%. Do you think this mega deal could help reverse the course of the stock and its fortunes?
Well, the deal news is looks positive, but the price action doesn't suggest so, because if you look at the opening tick in the stock, clearly there is a price breakdown. When I mean a breakdown, it is a head and shoulder negative bearish pattern which is seen on the charts, and that's on the daily charts, which promises a significant downside if you follow this chart pattern. So as of now, I would suggest not to buy this stock. There is clearly a breach of the level of 640, which we saw last trading session. Today it's gap up because of the news, but I would suggest let there be some kind of a stability, let this counter kind of cool down. Once it settles around the levels of 640 or 650, then a review is needed. But the minimum criteria for this pattern to negate is somewhere above the levels of 680. So if anyone has bought the shares, keep a stop loss at 625 and hold, because the news is positive. But if you consider buying it afresh, then wait for some kinds of stability above 680 before committing your long bids.
And there's been a sharp recovery, a gap up opening as far as that stock is concerned, Akshay, up 5% this morning. So markets there taking kindly to that new acquisition by JSW Energy. But let's move on to Tata Motors now. The leaders in India passenger EV market says it plans to tackle competition with extended range. Its upcoming EVs will offer at least 500 kilometers on a single charge. The MD of Tata Motor Passenger Vehicles and Electric Mobility said, according to media reports. Now, after nearly 40% correction, Akshay, we saw Tata Motors from the stock. The stock is showing signs of recovery and is on a 3-day gaining streak. How's this one looking on the price charts for you as far as Tata Motors is concerned and its promise in the EV portfolio?
Well, Tata Motors, for the last 3 months, if I were to look at the price charts, it's been a pain point for the investors and traders on the buy side, because it has fairly corrected from the levels of 1150 odd levels to 750 where it trades today. Now, if I look at the price patterns, it is highly oversold. Somewhere there is an attempt being made by the stock to form a short-term trading bottom. Probably the estimation as of now is somewhere around 720, 710 should be the anticipated range where the stock may find a support or may find a short-term trading bottom. So the process of formation of a support is in progress. Still, there is no clear evident sign that a support is intact in place. So I would suggest that let the support form. As of now, it is still in a negative trading zone. The levels to watch in the stock should be resistance of 770, 770, and the support roughly of around 715. So if you want to buy the stock, let it at least sustain above 770. If not, make an attempt to buy the stock around 715. But somewhere I believe the levels of 715, 720 should be a short-term support base for Tata Motors, from where you can anticipate some recovery till the levels of 800 in the month of January.
All right, let's also quickly move to Hero MotoCorp now, which is strengthening its ties with Harley-Davidson. The company plans to introduce new variants of Harley, a 440, and collaborate on developing an all-new motorcycle, signaling deeper collaborations between the two brands. Like Tata Motors, Hero MotoCorp Come to think of it, Akshay too has taken a massive beating from its highs, falling over 30%. But unlike Tata Motors, it's not showing any signs of recovery. Your take on this stock?
Well, majority of the auto stocks have taken a beating in the last couple of months, and Hero MotoCorp is no exception. One-way downtrend in place, and clearly the fall in this stock, going with the price action, is much steeper compared to its peers. And if you were to hunt for supports where the stock may possibly find a bottom or try and attempt to kind of a rebound, the support zone is nearing. It is somewhere in the range of around 4,200 to 4,150. So my sense is 4,200, 4,150 might be the support in the making. It's too early to comment whether the prices would rebound or not at the anticipated level. But going by the technical price reading, there is a chance that the supports which I've mentioned should see some kind of buying interest once the stock touches those levels. So just 40, 50 points away from support, there's where you can attempt a trading buy position with a strict stop loss below 3,950. A rebound attempt from the support should see the stock staging a rebound near the levels of 4,600.
All right, that is as far as Hero MotoCorp is concerned. Another stock in our radar is Fortis Healthcare, which has appointed Leo Puri as the new chairman of the board of directors effective of 27th of December 2024. Now, Puri, an independent director, will guide company's strategic direction, will focus on innovation, growth and strengthening its leadership in the healthcare industry. Unlike most of the stocks we discussed today, Akshay, Fortis has witnessed strong rally this year, rising over 60% year to date.
Fortis has...
Yes, please.
So Fortis has seen a one-way journey. For 2023 has been a fabulous year for the stock. I believe 60% plus gains, as you rightly mentioned. And looking at the current price structure too, there seems no stopping the stock because the last 6-7 trading sessions have been kind of range bound, but this just seems like a breather which the stock is taking before it resumes its momentum. So I'm going by the price projections. I still believe there is still more upside to go. Probably 780 to 800 should be the upside in the making for Fortis Healthcare. So if any positions are on the long side or the buy side in this stock, continue to hold for targets of 780 to 800 from a short to medium term perspective. If one considers this stock for trading too, you can buy at current levels. Support is around 660 and the target projection is around 780.
All right. In fact, the stock is up today, 0.68% as we speak. So the markets there taking kindly to the news of Puri's appointment. But shifting focus now, and our final stock in the radar, Reliance Industries, which via its subsidiary, Reliance Strategic Business Ventures, has acquired oncology platform Karkinos for 375 crore rupees. The deal completed through a share allotment strengthens Reliance Healthcare portfolio. Now, Karkinos specializes in technology-driven cancer detection and management and reported a turnover of 22 crore rupees in financial year 22-23. After 2 weeks of correction, Akshay, shares of Reliance Industries witnessed some upside last week, surging over 1%. What are the price levels on one should track Reliance today?
Reliance has been in a downtrend. This downtrend kicked off from levels of 1600. The trend continues to be weak. It is just that we believe somewhere or the other this stock should form a support considering the highly oversold parameters. Now, exactly where it bounces is the question mark because at least there is no signal as of now that a major support is in the making. Yes, from a trading perspective, short-term perspective, the area of 1200 to 1220 is a zone where you can anticipate some bit of a pullback considering the highly oversold nature of the stock, but this is temporary. Still, there are no concrete visible signs of strong support in place. So if one is keen on the investment or long-term perspective, I would suggest still give it a wait, let the stock show some formation of support. As of now, going by the prices, the levels which I mentioned, 1200, 1220 are for traders who want to attempt a buy on oversold parameters. For investors, I believe 1160 odd levels should be the support in the making going ahead.
All right. That is as far as Reliance Industries is concerned. Akshay Bhagwat, thank you very much for taking time out for joining us.